Hello and welcome. My name is Busker, and I'm recording possibly for the second or third time a tutorial on the green beam jump. In the past, myself and Mars Gamer, previously known as Tayo, have recorded these, but we currently can't find them. So this is mostly for the benefit of Sir Nikolai, one of our wonderful new runners who is surging up the leaderboards, but anybody hoping to take their game to the next level will benefit from this. We're in the first room where a green beam occurs in the game. This is the third color, and we know that the first two behave like walls for your teleshot. Red beams just cancel the shot so it goes nowhere. Blue beams act as walls so you respawns. The green beam lifts your shot to the top and respawns you. If you've taken the time to do a few speed runs of Out There Somewhere, you've probably used the fact that Yuri can get some boosted jumps by using his existing Y velocity before a teleshot. Watch what happens when I'm standing about a tile away from the wall here. I jump, I fire, and I respawn with my full jump height intact. So you see I'm getting about 3 tiles of height compared to 2 tiles of height in a normal jump. And we use this all over the place. It works because of the way the game treats Yuri's ground state and his Y velocity. When you do the same thing with green beams, we're actually able to skip a number of obstacles throughout the room. The room after this room has the perfect learning room. I just failed a pretty basic movement route through this room. Anyway, this one right here used to be the site of the most sophisticated trick in the game. The intended way to solve this room, and let me save, is that you would ride the green beam, fire your return shot, clear this block, ride the green beam, fire your return shot, clear this block, ride the green beam, fire your return shot, come through the gates, jump, and then you're in. Early on in 2015, runners found that it was possible to skip this second block clearing right here, because if you jump off the very corner, you can clear this no problem. From there, people were messing around with the mechanics and saw, well, hey, wait a minute, the game still seems to think Yuri's on the ground here. I can run to the right a little before I start to drop. And they thought, well, if I'm on the ground, why can't I jump? You might have seen that I jumped and bonked on the wall there. I got a full jump. And if I can get a full jump, why can't I turn around and clear the block? So a first try execution of the green beam jump in a run used to save 2 to 2.5 seconds, and for a single screen it was probably the biggest time save we had at the time, short of what we call the triple crossed skip. Ironically, we no longer use the green beam jump in blocked way because we do this trick instead, and that actually saves time equivalent to a second try green beam jump. Anyway, to make the trick actually work, you have to understand that there's a slight delay between when you're actually going to have Yuri respawn and when he's going to get a successful jump. If I think that I have to jump the frame he respawns, I'm going to get a bonk. You might have noticed that Yuri stuttered in the air there and then fell. In other words, the game accepted my jump input, but I wasn't far enough right to clear the block normally. So you have to wait a certain amount of time before you clear your jump. I believe it's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th frame after respawning that it will accept it, but it might be a different window than that. So I'm just going to show you several attempts, and hopefully I get enough successful executions that you get a sense of the timing. I'm going to press the keys a little bit extra loud for that reason. Okay, that was a good one. That was a bad one. That was a good one. That was a good one. Jump. There. Okay. So experiment with it. Now you might notice, watch Yuri instead of the beam. I'm running to the right before the shot hits. The reason is he needs some lateral momentum to clear the block already, and so it's just much easier if you're already holding a direction. By complete accident, I got it from the left. I always go right, but that's personal preference. So you need to be holding right for the duration of the trick until you get a successful jump. And the second thing to remember is that once you get the jump, hold the jump button. But now you see the third part of the trick. Once you get a few jumps and you get good at just this jump, where you get to where you can pretty safely execute the jump, and you see even my success rate is not very high. I've been running this game for 3 years now, and my success rate is abysmal right now. When you get that jump, you have to turn right back around while holding jump to actually utilize the trick, right? So this trick can get you on top of crumbling blocks to help extend your green beams to climb higher in the room. It can get you around solid blocks that act as ceilings for the green beams to skip whole parts of puzzles. Off the top of my head, the room upward sector, the room not so hard, and the room basement if you're bold and adventurous all have useful green beam jumps where a successful jump will get you around an obstacle, like so. In the case of basement, there's a very tight cycle that you normally have to hit, and if you execute a successful green beam jump, you can climb on an elevator even if you had missed its normal cycle. In the room, I believe it's called Strange Entrance, it might be Strange Formation. It's right before Grigori's Tower. We actually use a bonked version of the green beam jump to clear a lava lake. And in fact, I think I have a save file where I can access that. So I'm going to show that before I sign off for this video. Alright, so we're going to go one to the left. In this room, Strange Formation. This is probably the easiest application of it when you're first learning the green beam jump, because even a bonked input will still actually succeed on the trick. So the intended way to solve this room is that you have to fall far enough right to be across the green beam. Then you fire left immediately as you fall, so you're in this nook. You jump, and then you're across. They purposely designed it so you can't quite clear the lava, right? You see, I'm dead. But if you're holding right all the while, and jump after you respawn, jump. Man, it's jump. Ironically, I got a proper jump that time. But if you jump, you clear the lava. Let me show it how most runners execute it most of the time. There, you saw that I bonked, but it gave me just those few pixels of extra lateral coverage to make sure that I skipped the obstacle. Here's the room where I first recommend you get used to the timing. And so you can see, if you get this bonked input, that means that you're too early for a full jump, but it works in this room. If you press it too late, you don't get any jump, and you just fall as though you hadn't pressed it at all. So just by complete luck, I showed too early, too late, and just right all three in a row, like Goldilocks. Have fun with this trick. It honestly makes runs really fun once you get it. It'll probably take 30 to 40 minutes of just straight repetition, where you're doing it wrong over and over again, feeling like you're not getting anywhere, but slowly but surely your muscle memory is going to lock into correct execution. And at that point, I don't really have a visual or an audio cue that I use. I have a feel. It's like I just feel as Yuri's starting to sink. That's when I jump, and it works. Pretzel sees it the same way. You can always ask him for help. Off the top of my head, runners who are really good at the trick. So Mars Augustine is good. Pretty much anybody at the top 20 of the leaderboard is good, I should say. Pretzel's very good at it. He does it with a controller. I do it with a keyboard, so he might have more specific questions to answer as related to the controller. Otherwise, thank you for watching. That was fun.